Heaven declare the glory of God, and we give thanks for the firmament, the guidance and the protection that He provided us with in every single way. We give thanks to the Creator of all things. Opened all eyes on earth to the true fact of your creation, and let it go through the atmosphere for the benefit of teaching and reaching everyone, for the safety of people's life on planet Earth. We ask the powers that be to hear my cry this morning as we focus on knowledge and education. We focus this morning on all things that is positive in your sight and wholesome to the universe that you have created. So we ask that you bestowed on people your knowledge, your natural education, and so that this world will eliminate some of the fears that people had in their mind that will come upon them. Open their vocab this morning, mighty God, for them to see the real light and to see who you are. Those that tacking in another direction, Father, we ask you to give them some correction. Thank you, Almighty God, to instill in me the determination, the power, the tenacity, the eloquency to go through this situation. Friday, the 9th day of August. We implore everybody, share this live. It's gonna be a very interesting morning. Lots of things are happening. We are focusing on true, solid, clean education to build our culture. So at this point in time, we are looking forward to bring forth to the powers that be, especially in this country, Jamaica land we love. We are seriously looking at re-educating our people. We comes to know that this brand of education here certainly not working. And the reason why it is not working, it is enabling our people. It is not matched with the culture of the people. So when they heard someone whom endeavored to continue on their culture, they deem it to be demonic. We ask, oh God, to sensitize these people and to let them know the real self of whom they are. What is their purpose? what they are about, what is wrong, what is right. Open their vocab, Almighty, right? Strengthen their cranium, right? Teach them about transparency. Teach them how to connect with the source of life. As we ask for blessings over this platform, the People's Progressive Science, Father, we ask that you bless it, that people will be blessed from this platform as we endeavor to uphold our culture. We endeavor to uphold the truth. We endeavored to uphold purity, sanity, alkalinity for humanity. We endeavor to uphold the progress of our youths, right? We are passionate about what our youths are learning, and that's the reason why we are looking forward to reform our educational system, and a system that every nation cannot bring their culture, and it has been placed into our curriculum, right? That has no bearing or no match with our culture. We ask you, Father, to expose the entity that is doing that. We ask you to bring down the entity that is doing that in changing the culture, especially going to the young minds, the innocent minds, the mothers and fathers, the kings and queens, the lawyers, the doctors, the police, the soldiers of tomorrow, right? We ask that the proper education, the proper nurturing has been bestowed upon them, so that they can be a force of righteousness, right? A generation that can stood the test of time to their purity and their sanity. Oh Father, I commence this live this morning because I have a passion for people. I have a passion for love, more so a passion for the innocent children that I have been led in the wrong direction. Almighty God, powers that being, right? We ask for protection for those who walked into the dens of lions and speak up of what others are afraid to speak. We ask for protection over them. We ask for those that stepped into the lake of fire to bring forth the truth to the world. Cover them from the crown of their head and to the sole of their feet, because the time is perilous. Man's heart walks cold. Man's pervert all of nature's order and running this thing as if they are the owner for the universe. We ask that you bring them down. Bring them down. Bring them down. That they are powerless as you have done to Nebuchadnezzar. We ask that The true book must be shown to our children. The book of rules that you ordered to your inspired sources, not the contaminated one, not the one that transform. Because all the troubles in the world today is the root of all the trouble is the transformation, the transcription, the transgenders, those who want to be whom he did not created them to be. The trouble in the world, as the trouble in the Bible, is from the transformation, from the transcription from the scroll to the book called the Bible. So this transformation has been wreaking havoc from a long time ago in whatever shape or form, whether it is in transgender, transcription, transforming. It always been a great problem to the universe. Now it has been more strengthened by transgenders. They are now on a different agenda from nature's agenda, that the soulful owner of the universe. So they try to transform everything their way, right? Then once you started to do that, you have no regard for the original. Once you started to transfer knowledge from its original, you fix it and you mix it, and then you send it out. You nurtured the brain of the young one so that it moved through the genetical process, or through the educational process, right? And that's how you transform everything with this word called subtly. You subtly doing these things because you don't realize, or you're so confident in yourself that no one here on earth has the ability to see what you're doing. And because the majority, or which you are afraid of your practices, when the minority speaks, you overshadowed them, you degraded them. You said it's a lie they are telling. You said there's no proof to what they are saying. But I have news for you. We were given a gift. It is not all of us who rejected our origin. Those of us who comes from certain lineage, not going to reject our origin. Could have never, because that's already embedded in us, in our lineage, in our DNA. Right? So we will never reject. And some of us cannot help doing what we are doing, right? Because we were from the aboriginal tribe, right? Henceforth, just righteousness inside of us, just purity, just sanity, right? Already built in and cannot be taken out because it's already registered in our DNA, in our lineage. So try as you may, you will never get us on your side. This is the People's Progressive Science, right? Want each and every one, encouraging each and every one to stop, look and listen. I want each and every one to try and find God for themselves, right? And not let nobody come and tell you about their God. The same God in the past that fails them. The same God that Elisha said, if it is Baal, is your God, right? Their God that cannot dry up the substance. Their God that cannot fall the rain. No, make nobody come tell you no and show you no material God. No God for yourself in the form of nature, naturality. That don't make the turn and twist you. Keep to the origin of life. The People's Progressive Science is endeavored to show you the way. The People's Progressive Science is designed by the Almighty One and already been purified to do this in this time. Don't be fooled. Lots of misinformation is going out. Their weapon is intimidation. Their main weapon is intimidation. They intimidate you first and foremost. Then they threatened you, right? Please don't get caught. Remember your roots. Remember your culture. Remember, the dog cannot bite you if you face him. You just stare him in the eye. Just be daring. And when they come to you with their perversity, stare them straight in the eye. Just as how Paul stared Bar Jesus in his eyes and he has to retreat. So we are here to stare in the eyes of the organizers of these grouping that are hell-bent in changing the order of nature. We're going to stare them straight in the eye and let them know that the power is within the people. Stop weakening yourself with false, with beliefs and promises and intimidation. And one of the main things that they use is material things, right? So in using material things, the first thing they inject into you is a spirit of pride and fear. Yes? A spirit of pride and fear they injected into you. You're afraid to utter. As you utter, so you see they come down on you like a swarm of bees. Right? Trying to drive fear in you. But you must remember, take the example of Elijah and Gehazi this morning. You want the lesson? Or you're here for the blessing? Right? Like Elijah and Gehazi, when they were surrounded by the Syrian army, yes, and Gehazi looked outside and saw the hundreds of thousands of troops that around there looking for two men, Elijah and his servant, Elisha and his servant Gehazi. Yes. And Elijah, when Gehazi looked outside, he returned to Elisha and said, Master, we are doomed. The whole entire Syrian army surround us. They pound to devour us. Come on. Oh, glory be to God. We are now devoured. We are now cornered. We are now captured. This will be our last moment. But Elisha keep a cool head. Whether the man here Elisha, or in John, Tychicus, or Pum Pum Man, we are just talking about a man who show courageousness, right? So whether Elisha in the name or the story is fictitious, but it still goes to show when you are courageous, when you know yourself, when you knew nature, how much things it can change. So no matter how fictitious the name may sound, right? But there are reality in what is in the book. So Elisha turned to his servant Gehazi and said, why worry? We have more on our side. As much as you have seen the numbers out there, glory be to God. As much as you have seen the thousands of troops and ammunition that out there, can you believe that we, the two of us, have more on our side? We have more protection than our side. Because all the protection that is out there is guns and ammunition and human like yourself. But we have the protection of the origin whom has brought this into being so that they can have knowledge to build all of these ammunition, all of these army, all of the wicked thoughts. It has to come through nature first. So nature is the supreme protector of us all. So they cowardly intimidate you with the quantum of weapon of destruction, saying that if you move, if you say anything, we will destroy you. If you ever utter, we are going to destroy you. Shut up! But Elisha, never perturbed by the number, Elisha was confident, while his servant Gehazi was shaky. So the one that in tuned most with nature stood firm. And you have seen Haile Selassie displayed that form of firmness as well in his teaching. Marcus Garvey, yes, they have, and many others who had put up that resistance against negativity, and the fight they got, right? So a lot of people use those as example, right? A lot of people are afraid to come out and speak the truth because they have seen what has happened to the man called Stephen in the Bible, right? They have seen what has happened. Bobby, good morning. They have seen what has happened to the man they call Jesus Christ. He was crucified because he speak the truth. Stephen was stoned to death because he speaks the truth. Marcus Garvey was penalized. Selassie was penalized because of the true nature, because of their belief not in the force and the source of men, but the source of nature. So you say the church and the state don't ramp with them because they are on a different agenda. And if you are not on their agenda, you are going to be in danger, right? If you are not on their agenda, make no mistake, you are certainly going to be in danger. But the good thing about it, once you stay on course with nature, nature has the biggest army. Nature has the biggest weapon of destruction. Yes. So once you make nature your friend, why worry? Why worry? Once you make righteousness your guide, yes? Once you make truth be your guide, right? The truth of humanity, and you uphold the word love for humanity in its original form, not the fake love that is banding about. No, but the true humanitarian love, the love for life. Once you practices that, then you will get the protection of nature. But once you now are fake, surely you are living, as Barrington Levy said, dangerously. Yes? Dangerously. So, they did not want you to know how you are to connect with nature. So, in order to do that, they indoctrinate you. Yes, they indoctrinate you from the truth. They knew it, you know. But in order for them to fatten their craw, they do not want you to know the secret or the science, how it coordinated to get the fullness out of nature. That's why Marcus Garvey is not here, right? That's why he was treated that way, or goes the way he goes. Bob Marley were bringing out too much of the science of the universe, and many has come and many has gone, but they leave a legacy that they cannot trouble. And many today are learning from Bob Marley songs. Many today are learning from a Marcus Garvey power of words. So you kill me today, but you are not able to kill me tomorrow. People are still learning from Bob Marley. So if you kill me today, I am still going to go down in history as the man that come out and said, "Pum pum straight. Call me pum pum. Call me Mother Earth. Call me Mother Earth. That's whom I am. Mother Earth, Father. Father. Call me Mother Earth if you want. Father time. You call me that. I am satisfied with that. So if you call the earth pussy, that's whom I am. And that is the reason why we are calling for that's the reason why I'm calling for especially in this region, right? Educational reform. Our people need to be re-educated. Because these guys are swinging the ball, away the ball from you, right? And it is them alone who knows and come and dictate to you, fix it the way they want to fix it, right? And tell you that this is what you must do to even more destroy yourself or take you away from the connection of the scientific world. And believe you me, that's why they are so adamant on AI intelligence. To take you away from the natural thing. Yes, the undiluted thing. AI intelligence for sure is diluted. Right? The strongest and the most efficient one is the natural spirit, the natural communication with your ancestors, right? You use no cells, no wires connect, right? But that natural connection. So what they do, they teaches you and give you things to bring about that asceticness in you, that blockade in you, that mean you are enabled to connect to the right source. And if you are doing that, they said, demonize that fellow. Him is a obia man, right? Him is a obia man. Him a work voodoo or obia. And they continue to tell their people that. Willie Lynch tells you, right? In indoctrinating us, our foreparents. So the first thing they do, they demonize us. Make we hate ourselves. Whoa, Tychicus, behave yourself. But this is the people's progressive science. Truth has to be spoken here. If you kill me today, you cannot kill me tomorrow. Right? My words will still stand. Right? If you take the life away from me, right? My word will still stand, and it will forever stand for the generation to come. And it will always be known that it is because I was speaking the truth. I'm hated and despised because I said, a man to a woman and a woman to a man, following the laws of nature. Because I'm upholding the laws of nature, I am despised and I am rejected by men. I've been penalized and I've been victimized. Even by my own family, my own friends, my own children. And that is the reason why I'm so upset. Because when I saw my own children rejected me and afraid it's a pussy, I saw the level of indoctrination and how dangerous. Yeah, yes, and how dangerous indoctrination is. Yes, yes. My own children are afraid to say pussy. They say, when I say pussy, they say, Daddy, you not have the outer order, and this cannot be outer order. Right? But because of the indoctrination that they got in school, yes, Livermore, bless up yourself. Because of those indoctrination, that how they were nurtured to call good bad and bad good. They were nurtured to hurt themselves and hated themselves, right? They were nurtured to be other people, to be cultured under other people and not being themselves. They were nurtured to talk like other people, right? And not themselves. And the school that they have gone to, there is no better showings there. So all this husband of education is doing is building up more hatred and strife amongst our people. Misunderstanding, miseducation, misguided education causes a misguided family, right? Let everyone to their own order. You're an African, stick to your African roots, dress like an African. Yes, keep it in the origin, right? That when I come out and say pussy, we know that that is our culture, our way of speaking. Europe said vagina, right? And if I don't say vagina, I am sin. I am a criminal. I am one of the wickedest man because I said pussy, right? Educational reform now. If we want this to run good, educate our people and our natural culture. And I'm quite sure Louise Bennett agree with me right now. In her grave she's turning. So that we have not been criminalized, right? For use words like bumbo, like Ross, that in interpretation means head, right? Bumbo mean enormous, right? And we have to go. Thank God we are not seeing them doing those stupidness anymore as it were before, but still, right? When the peace officers, they come up and use those words they use first, and if you use it back to them, you got to pay to use it while they use it on you, and you cannot say nothing because of the wrong interpretation, right? Educational reform now. We want our rightful voice, our rightful dictionary, right? Yes, we want back the same teaching as were teach in Timbuktu. Yes, we want universities like those, like the Timbuktu, that teaches us about nature and not people's culture, right? Yes, we want words with the definition of nature, right? That lines up with nature and not with people's culture, other nations' culture, right? Educational reform now. If we want this little rock to continue to be the leader of the universe, we have the potential to do so. But if you look what happened in the Olympics, if you have a third eye, you will see what happened in the Olympics. And you would draw a line there and see the efforts, the planning over the years. It was well planned to treat this influential group of people the way they have been treated down there. First, they not give them no air condition in the scorching heat. And our authorities are equally blind because of how they were cultured. Because they were cultured to love and to respect and be yes man to other people's culture. So they were not so they were not properly educated about the what I would call it now, the deep, the subtleness of other nations. Because when you're going to take Henry Morgan and describe him as a pirate, Marco Polo, and describe him as a murderer, and Christopher Columbus, and you're going to teach us that they were very great men, right? And when you go to the Olympics, you back up a whole of them tribe there. Right? Right? And we found out the real truth about those men, at no time you could regard them as great unless it is in negativity. Yes? Thank you. I like when you're an observer. I like when you are an observer. Whom they do not like, observer and discerner. They fought against everyone who's a discerner is someone who hell-bent in not believing everything they say. A discerner is someone who rely on their inner spirit. A discerner is someone who want to know things from its origin. So in order to do that, you try to connect to the original source and not the made up source. And when you do that, the Heavenly Father, if you not have the Almighty with you, you're gonna face the wrath of the hands, they call them Babylon. The wicked man, right? They're gonna face the wrath of the wicked man. This morning, the 9th day of July, of August 2024, said you have heard it and you have seen it with in the People's Progressive Science from Tai Chikosio Revelator this morning, right? Revealing. I name Revelator not just mean so as a bossy name me put on. No, I know my job is to reveal Babylon deep is secret. Reveal. Revelation. We are now in revelation time. What was hidden from the wise and prudent will now reveal to the babe and suckling, because the revelator is here to go into the science of life and take it out unto you. Let it be known to you. But in doing so, we know that it's not going to be easy. We know that anyone sets out to reach and teach in righteousness must been objected some way along the line, some way subtly, some use sarcasms, some use bait, some will pay you millions of dollars to shut you up. Many had fallen for that. Many groups today would have used the bait. I don't call it money, I call it the bait, right? The bait to catch you. I want to catch a rat, me have to put up the bait. Many comes out, know the truth, and fall into their trap and were captured because of greed, right? Because of pride, want to be amongst in the high seats, and were captured and was robbed of their spirituality. And they were given money for their spirituality. They were given cars for their spirituality, right? They were bought out of their spirituality, of their natural culture. Be somebody else. Here comes billions of dollars. You are influential. Just don't be that person you are. Just be somebody else. Don't be that revelator, right? Right? Come be this eliminator. Right? What kind of revelator you talk about? You are informer? Come be an eliminator. Right? So you have to learn all these codes. They are deep codes. Look at the name that they want you to call yourself. By the way, do you know about symbolism? No. Lots of you do not know about symbolism. Right? And they knew that you do not know. So they're always targeting you and catching you with their symbols. And you do not know because you are follow fashion. You jump into every style you see, and you do not know that certain things invoke certain type of spirit onto you. Yes, indeed. Certain colors. Yes. Now they do not want the lesser to know these things. That's why you see they have now books like Gay BC. The Gay BC that don't teach us symbolism. Right? It doesn't teach us those things. Because they clearly do not want them to know the symbols of destruction. So they are doing their endeavor best to abandon the ABC for their agenda. They bring in the gay, G-A-Y, B and C. I want you to get it clearly, because I knew a lot of you not paying attention, not seeing what your child is learning. And it's after they learn that through symbolism in schools, in their education, right? And you saw them now started to hug their same sex. You started to wonder where it is coming from. They did not born that way, right? They invoke that type of spirit onto them, that energy, right? And they wanted to tell you, wanted to convince you, not me, that God make mistake. God make no mistake. Not one single mistake the Creator make. Right? Not one. Right? If you can make a man into a woman and a woman in, not one mistake. Right? If a woman has nine open space, the man have 8. The man have 8. Every female have an extra. One extra opening space. So it is not hard to identify a male or a female. Come on, you don't get that? Yes. If a woman have 9 open space, like your mouth, your nose, your ears, count them. Man always have 1 less. And the reason why man always have 1 less, man doesn't have a receiving hole, a receiving space, because no man were made to receive sexual benefits. Because you know that the semen, you could say medicine as well. So that is a huge distinction. So that's why the transforming, the transgender, right? Now, how you transform? You have to abort, then transform. So you abandon your natural use. You are, all right, let me just remind you that if a man were made with 20 thumbs, the female were made with 19. One less thumb. Count the fingers, count the toes. Yes, one less thumb. So a female is not hard to be identified. Right? When the female born, look and see if she have 20 thumbs. Anyhow she have 20 thumbs, that's a man. But anyhow she have 19, she is a female. So in order to get that additional thumb, you have to transform for your agenda. Right? You now have to transform to go over to the giving. Transform yourself into a giving. And then the word now artificial chips in. An artificial thumb in the form of a penis, the one that you did not get. So you now has to purchase one. Yes. To add to yourself that makes you false. That makes you into someone else you are not. And right away what you're saying there, you're trying to make the young ones know that is so. You were born lie. Suffer little children to come unto me. And he said obey unto the one that lead my children astray. You're leading the children astray by teaching them those things. That's how they were born. And when it is you strapped on an artificial doll dough, right? The man changes the rectum into a different purpose or different purposes. The rectum is not a receiving hole. You have to pervert and divert from your personal use, right? Come on. The people's progressive science want you to progress in life. So all of you who are running in and transforming yourself into someone else or something else that you are not, you are going to pay a penalty for doing so, if not today or tomorrow. Right? Because the creator that created us don't make such simple mistake. You're simply telling the lies on the creator. And that is the reason why the sun is so hot. Yeah? That is the reason why the storms are so vicious. That is the reason why you cannot predict them. Yeah? Because we all have a penalty to pay for accusing the creator as a liar. Him don't know where I do. He make mistake. He didn't. The creator did not make a mistake. You are the one. Make your choice. You make the mistake by not knowing who you are. Right? So You want to cut out spirituality. You want to cut out them depth of reasoning, yeah? So you have all kind of device to answer your question without workings. When you ask these devices question, it only give you answer, but it doesn't give you any working how you derived by that. Right? But the spirit of naturality, yes, the spirit of naturality will give you workings, will give you everything that you need, right? Yes, the spirit of naturality, right, shows you everything. Shows you from whence you came, how you came, so that you don't depend on people to tell you, give them their ideology of their culture, how you came to be, right? Yes, the spirit will take you to the depth that they don't want you to go. They certainly do not want you to go to the depth. So they said, when they saw you going to the depth of these things, they started to penalize you, marginalize you, yes, victimizing you, right? And started to treat you like trash, giving you basket to carry water, yes, basket to carry water, and all of those things, making things looking quite difficult, right? When you because of their subtleness, their subtle way of going around things, to make things look like it isn't right, giving you codes and all of those things, just all of this just to shut you up, just to get you off guard. But if you knew how to stay on course, just remain on course, because they said the race is not for the swift, is who can endure it to the end. And subtly they have their laws, subtly they have their class, subtly they test your patience, subtly they do all of these things to see how strong you are, testing your faith, because they do not want you to have the faith in your tracks. Yes, they try to stop you in your tracks so that you don't move forward. So you automatically have to stop. So they bring all kind of laws, all kind of clause, all kind of things for you to do. But one thing you must show resilience and resistance and proceed. The race is not on the swift. It's not gonna be easy, no time at all. As you think you are wise, they are trying to, they're lifting the barriers, the barriers higher for you to go over it. And when they see you're persistent, they see that you're giving up. They love people that love to give up. They don't like to see people who press along, who determine that the word has to go through. They are not pleased. They are not pleased. There is subtleness on the internet. Yes, subtleness on the internet to make your numbers doesn't seem worthwhile. To make your numbers, it doesn't seem like anyone interested in what you are saying. There is subtleness on the internet. Yes, they subtly knew. They knew who you are. They knew who you are, your identity, right? They knew who you are. And then they subtly marginalize you, right? Right? Yes. On the internet, the World Wide Web, yes. As much as you think that they do not know you, they know you. They know what Tychicus is capable of doing, what Tychicus is capable of saying. That Tychicus is here, a man with certain knowledge that we don't want to expose. Right? We don't want him to expose those knowledge. They checked out the lineage that I am from. They can do that. Check out my lineage, knew my power, knew what I'm capable of doing. Even at certain time, they knew it. And you would have seen the result on these platforms, how some people to the top of things. But let me tell you something this morning, that numbers, if it is one, we deal with qualities, not quantity. If it is 4 that is listening and watching me, I'm quite sure those 4 are blessed from the crown of their head unto the sole of their feet, because the master who mastered me, the owner of the universe, said if you want to find him, right, you got to be on the right track. And he said many are called to that track, but a few are chosen to go through that gate. So I'm not perturbed by my low numbers, right? I am not perturbed, because I know there is subtleness to altered and doctored situations like these. So as Gehazi looked around and he saw the millions of the Syrians' army, right? And it was only Gehazi and Elijah alone. He exclaimed, Master, we are doomed. We are doomed. We are surrounded by the entire Syrian army. And Elijah turned his face to the wall and he said, open my servant eye, so he could see the bands of angels that surround us. They are more on our side than theirs. Come on. Because the value of us that is over here with purity and sanity is stronger than their millions and thousands that is over there. So I'm not perturbed. Open my servant eyes. Open my servant eyes to see. You have people who come on this live, and because my numbers are not in 5,000 people, they said, a full live that man. Now, that the live they not gone away, man. That the live they not, them not see no elephant a drop and a bear a drop on the live. That is what they used to catch them. That is what they used to catch them, to move out of the line of sanity. And every gift you run down, right? And every gift that you run take gift from, right? 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 That's why you need to be a discerner. That's why you need to be a discerner. Then if you are not a discerner, you will never know what to refuse or what to take. If you are not a discerner, you will take what you ought to refuse and refuse what you ought to take, if you are not a discerner. But if you are a discerner, you know the right gifters. You can actually felt it in your spirit, right? Right? Because you are alkaline. And the gifter is alkaline. The gifter means you good. The gifters has no other agenda, right? Right? No other agenda but the love for humanity. So if I am false out there, the false people will come and gift me for me to promote falsehood. Yes, continue to promote this falsehood. But if I am straightforward, alkaline, and clean, right? My clean people, if you're genuinely clean, only the genuinely clean one you will see do this and show their appreciation. Only the genuinely clean one, right? Those that are not genuinely clean, yes, they will tap it too. But watch the difference and the feelings, because when you want to, when a pickpocket go in the public space to pickpocket and he's eventually caught, and him and his cronies were there, the first one to started to beat him is his cronies. And why their cronies beat them? To take the spotlight off them, that they are straight. So some people, just because they want to move out of the line of the sight of the discerners, wanted to trick the discerners, them disagree with me, but then just show up 2 likes and say, see them like him, bro, but it is not sincere. It is not sincere. You know, when a sincere person agreeing with what I said, have a passion for what I said, you can see the dedication, right? The determination, right? The value, right? The effort you put in. So you know it different. You know a sincere giver, right? But you can only determine that when you're a discerner, right? Right? So you will, everything is adding up to you, even the 2 where the fakers give you, it adds up to yours. All things work together for good, right? God will make your enemy comes here and just started to shower you with gift because you deserved it. Yes, you deserved it. Yeah? And when God see that you deserve it, because he has that power and dominion over all things, he makes even your enemy shower you with gift. But you with the discerning spirit knew. But at the same time, you are now going to use up your wisdom. Yes, use up your wisdom to know genuinity, right? Because in all of this, it's all about, all right, let me just say this. Speaking against homosexual lifestyle doesn't mean I don't have love for the individuals who have been involved in it. Humanitarian love. I must have that humanitarian love. Right? I must have that humanitarian love for each and everyone. For each and everyone, regardless of whom you are. That humanitarian love will and can never change. Right? But the practices of the individuals, that's what we are talking about. So don't get it twisted. Because it is not my wish to see anyone perish. Because I have to follow my Father. Whatsoever my Father says, that what I have to say, it is not my wish to see anyone perish. But Almighty if it is thy will, my Father's will, to let you perish, then it's him of all the rights to do so. I have no rights to ask for you to be perished. But if my judge, my master, said, what you have done to Tychicus, you need to go down, then down you have to go. That's not me. What you sow is what you reap. The song said, you wrong for trouble me, not trouble when not trouble you. Right? Don't trouble what don't trouble you. Right? The man only telling you that what he's doing to you is wrong. The man did not go for an offensive weapon. Right? He only pointing out to you that a man must go to a woman and a woman must go to a man. You cannot dare call that an hate speech. That's why we need educational reform. We need to be re-educated. Because hating the practices of one's culture not definitely means that you dislike the person, right? But you dislike the practices of the person. So you ask for change in the individual. You ask the powers that be to open the vocab of the individual, right? So yeah, and the Almighty will give me powers to explain to you so that through the power of words you can make the change. They call it repentance, right? In order for you not to repeat, you must either repeat or repent. Repent means to change. Repeat is to doing it over and over again, right? You know that you are uncomfortable with it, but you keep on repeating it, right? You keep on repeating it, right? So, you think it is normal for a man to be on the internet speaking this level of truth over an hour, and you really believe, say, are only 4 people in the universe, right? 3 now. I see this broadcast. Talk the truth. No, you tell me the truth. Come talk to me now. You'd really sit there and believe that. This is what's shown to us. This is what's shown to you. This is what make available to you. And for all of us to see. Because subtly, my word has been such powerful words that it has to be blocked. It has to be prevented from going out to where they do not want it to go. So it's sure that we are going to regulate him to only to a minimal amount of people, just to make him not look important. Just to make it look like we must say a foolishness. But let me did come out here and talk Vybz Kartel business and Shorty business. Make a that me did that talk. And see how they free up the button. Right? Yes. Make me did come out here and talk Spice business. Right? And Lady Saw business. And cuss like Derek. Yeah? And you see how the process had freed up not only 4 people, but it would be 6,000. Yeah? Would be watching. Right? Yeah? Then they want you to believe that truth, decency, rights, humanity are no space in this society. At time in my ways, they are pulling, trying to find out if I am weak, then I transform into whom I weren't born. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Me is a pussy man. Sundays and public holidays, me is a pussy man. Right? Right? Me is a front man. Front. Right? Any day you see me, I know the amount of open spaces a female have, and I know the amount of thumbs a male have. Right? Right? So I knew the difference. I knew the difference of a male and a female. I am intellectual to know that nothing must enter in from behind. Behind always being an exit. So I ain't gonna be one of your transformer or your, and for their agenda, I transform to their agenda. Right and wrong, God and Satan, rain and sun, everything travels in twos. Good and bad, glad and sad, back and front, right and wrong. Right? Everything travels in twos. You have right way and you have the wrong way. Right? Right? We here at the People's Progressive Science endeavor to teach you these things, for you to reform your way of thinking so that you don't become suicidal or a victim of the system. Right? Or a victim. Is there anyone want to talk with me? Is there anyone? I notice no request. Let me see if anyone want to ask me a question or two. Right? Let's see if anyone really do want to ask me a question or two. It is yours. The choice is yours. What do you want? You must know what you want. I will always have to present to myself. Right? I will always have to present myself, because if I don't present myself, I would be faulted for having the opportunity, right? Have the platform. Make them manipulate it. And then I can say that I have more on my side, because the more you manipulate me is more the powers that being blesses me. Because I have made the effort to pass it on to you. You have made the effort not to take it if it is been available to you. The one who is stopping you from participate will have to pay the penalty. Right? So each to its own. Right? If it is something in the system that blocking the system from you, for you to comment, yes, you desire to comment, but you're not seeing the action. Because of the touch of a button of modern technology, you want to send a gift. Don't worry. They said the heart is willing, but the flesh is weak. Those that really preventing those things from happening will have to pay someday, some way, somehow. Right? just simple as that. So why worry? That's why them said, why worry when you can pray? Why worry when you can pray? Now, the word subtle is a very, very, and sarcasms. Yeah? Subtle and sarcasms, right? Or high in the AI or in the matrix world. That's why knowledge is such a vital component. Knowledge, right? Knowledge is such a vital. I can reveal to you. Morning, Mr. Bishop. Yes, Maurice. I can reveal to you that when I leave school, I could have never read and write. No. I grew up a dull person. I grew up a very dull person. Right? I grew up very, very dull. You would say dark. Yeah. Send me the guest invitation. I don't know what is happening here. I'm seeing you, but I'm not seeing you by the guest. Mr. Perry, I'd just love to have you on at this point. All right. So, when I started out, I could have never read and write. I leave school at about age 13. Yes, I leave school. Don't know what is happening, Sir Perry, but we know that subtleties and tricks and trades are in business. When they want you not to look important, they do all kind of things just to make you not looking viable because of the things to demoralize you, right? Thank God, I learned to read, not and write. I were educated through the universe, not the university. Right? Not the university. So henceforth, what you hear coming here, no, it is not coming from the faculties of man. Right? It is just as how Jesus could have known that Nathaniel, when Nathaniel saw Jesus and he said, anything good can come from Nazareth. Right? Because nobody knew him. Anything good can come from Nazareth. So Jesus asked Peter then, whom do you say I am? Right? And Peter said to him, you are the Christ. And he turned to him and said, what you said is not coming from human faculties. Because no man knew whom I am. You must, the Spirit tells you, Peter, who I am. Yes. So, I didn't go to any of the university to get the college knowledge. I got my knowledge from the universe, straight from the horse's mouth. So then I knew what God requires of you and what he requires of me to do. So you may see me dancing and you wonder. You may hear me use words like Ras and Bumbo because the spirit that I attach to tell me say, garbage those. has nothing to do with your salvation. Live right, eat right, and treat people right. Right? Know the power of words and don't use words to curse people. Those words cannot curse you. Those are expressions of one's feelings. So I learned that from the horse's mouth. That's why I stay away from religion, because every religion has their own brand of righteousness. And that's why I teach is one whole, one pole, one goal. Oneness I teaches, oneness I preaches, one God, one love, one whole. One God, one love, one goal. All of us going to a crossroad, but we take different direction. But we are going to end up right at the clock a crossroad. One crossroad clock. That's how we end up. Right? No matter the route we want to take. Right? So that's why I don't join religion. Right? I don't depend on religion. Right? I depend on the Spirit. When I want to know anything, I don't say, I don't go to religion, go ask religion. I ask the Spirit. I ask the Spirit to direct me, to tell me, who is that man over there? I didn't go to religion. Religion have no power. But the Spirit do have its power. Yes? So certain little distraction, you cannot come to me with those things to distract me. No, you can't. I'm higher than that. Right? You ain't gonna distract me that way. Because I knew my aim in view is to please my Maker. The one that made it possible for me to be here. Yes. That energy that makes it possible, first and foremost, the one that have all bragging rights for this body, for this life. Right? Mark Golden did not have this. Andrew Holness did not have no bragging rights to this. Camilla Harris not have no bragging rights to this. Anthony Fauci not have no bragging rights to this. No. All of the rich man, the Rothschild, no have no bragging rights to this. Huh? Elon Musk, Chomps, none of them have no bragging rights to this. No. So when anything I want to know, I go to the one source that has the bragging rights for life. Yes. That one source, that oneness, one God, one goal, one whole. Remember this, the origin, one whole life comes from. One whole life comes from. One God responsible for the life. Right? One. Look at the example of the wasp and the bees. Man can make statues. Man can make robots. But then can't blow a breath in a them. So them are the wasp. The bees makes the honey and he makes the comb. But the wasp can only make the comb, but cannot make the honey. So man can do as much as they want to do, but they doesn't have the power to blow breath. So that's why they make robot. Anyhow you see, they could have did blow breath. Mighty God. So they realize that now that they want to invent. Mark you. Notice the words that I am using. Invent. Invent. It's a totally different word from create. Invent. Innovation is totally different from creation. Yes. So don't get it twisted and having innovation and creation. Man can innovate. Man can innovate. But it doesn't reach the standard of creation. There is still a lower, innovation is a lower standard. Invention is a lower standard. Making is a lower standard than creation. So don't get this. So don't be fooled by man invention and treating it like creation. This is exactly they do not want me to speak. Because they want the masses to believe that when they invented their robots, yes, it's from creation. It's not. It's in creation, but it is not from creation. It was invented through creation, but it weren't created. It was make or innovate by man. And when you look at man, they said man to man is so unjust. So once a man make it, there is no guarantee for it to operate perfectly. And this is the world they are now pushing down on us. Can you imagine 2040, 2050? If this should continue, if the Almighty doesn't step in as he had stepped in at the point of the Tower of Babel to reform this and restart this. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we no restart this? If this no restart, the higher the monkey climb and the more him exposed. So they are wondering, who is this man? From the other day I saw this man. I'm here a long time. From 2005 I've been teaching this. Yes. But no one pays me no mind. I've been teaching, stop getting your children them back way. No one pays me no mind. Everybody thought it was a style. I've been teaching about the coloring of the year. I've been teaching about symbolism. Right? From 2005. I've been doing this. Chase up your JUTC bus. Chase out of many other places. They just don't want to hear this. Come on the internet, been penalized, been reported and not supported. Yes. But let me tell you, that day is coming. And take it from me, believe it or not. That day is coming when the truth of whom I am will reveal unto all flesh. Yeah. So I'm not perturbed. Right now I'm one of the happiest men on planet Earth. No one on earth is as happy as me. Tonight is Friday night and later on I gone dancing. I gone singing. I love to hang out with the girls. Right? Because I'm keeping the union, a man to a woman to a man. Right? I'm one of the happiest soul on earth. Have less of the least of everything. Less money, less friends, less girls, the least of everything I have. But I still can find it to be happy and make other people happy. Come right now. Even one person, I'm reassuring of whom they are. Now someone here was wondering, someone is thinking, someone God is teaching just as how He's teaching me, and that person were wondering if he or she get off of them head, right? But they doesn't come from probably the same lineage as I am. They doesn't have the Jonathan daring deeds about them like me, right? They doesn't have the brave Jephthah type of spirit in them, right? So surely they are not gonna able to come out and speak so boldly, right? Now, how much of them got their message and their job to do and would have never do it because they're afraid of intimidation? You think of me alone God give the Batikaki message to? No. And no me alone, right? It is just like when he gave giving the talents to the people and the one with the one go bury for them. No, if I want to bury you no gift, me not burying my gift. Right? Me I utilize all 5 that he had given unto me. I'm utilizing them, right? Healing, preaching, teaching, discerning, and entertaining. Me not bury none. Me I use up all of them. All of my gifts them me I use up. Me not burying one. All of my talents, me I'm utilizing them. Now when me old and grey, me still I use them up, me couldn't vex. Yes. Vex if you no want vex. Bust if you no want bust. Right? Me not bury none of my talent. Not one single one. Right? Not one single one. Me not bury. I'm utilizing all of them. Is anyone want to speak with me? Sure. I make sure do what I have to do. Right? I make sure do what I have to do. Right? The rest is yours because I care not. You must know your status with your maker. I'm trying to please my maker, the one that causes me to be here, right? That's the one I am pleasing. So you say even if one person they're not chat because they are more hearing you through the Spirit than what they are showing up there. When you speak the word in the atmosphere, it goes all around. So speak and don't watch numbers. That's why he tells me to go through the narrow gate. Because the gate to hell is wide and many have found it. But the gate to heaven is narrow and it's only a few that found it. So I love and respect my few numbers. I respect my chosen fews. Right? It's not about quantity here. It's about quality. So we are looking for quality people to do quality job. for the kingdom of righteousness, right? The kingdom of righteousness. This world is controlled by negative forces, negative people. This world doesn't promote positive things or positive people right now. It is negativity they promote, because they turned around everything. Yes, even sex they turn back way. Sex changes. Sex have a new name now. Sex don't name sex, especially in the part in Jamaica where I am. Sex now name Bacchus. 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 And it is forward ever and backward never. But human being picking up the practice of animals, animalistic practices, and they are giving birth. So animalistic type of people. That's why these children in this part of the world are so vile and vicious, because they have an animalistic instinct, because they were created. They're not created. They were conceived as under the umbrella of animal. And to compound that, when they're born, they don't call them children, they call them kids. They call them kids. And to further compound the animalistic behavior in them, because they knew nothing about the power of words and they knew nothing about symbolism. So this continue to goes on from generation to generation. But if you ask Bob Marley, when will this end? He said total destruction will be the only solution. Total destruction will be the only solution, as you see in the flood. Shem, Ham, and Japheth have to replenish earth with some new generations of people, right? Yes, all of them weren't all that right, but for the benefit of replenishing earth, a pair of every animal, a pair of every human being. Then the 6 of them, the 5 of them, if man to man was just, Ham no could then go to Japheth, and Japheth go to, then would need them wife. Eh? Come on, talk to me now, man. All of the bodies, I not even call on a name, you know, but you know yourself. Eh? Yeah, if that was the plan, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah, the 4 of them, never need no wife, then if man were supposed to go to man to start back the population, and if woman were supposed to go to woman, right? Shem, Ham, and Japheth wife, them alone, now go to them one another. What you are portraying now, what you are portraying now, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, they were the 4 that live with life. And now when me come out and me talk, you penalize me, you degrade me, you block me, you report me, because you don't want the truth of the Almighty figure true. You don't see what I do. You don't afraid of the owner for the universe. You don't afraid of it. You don't afraid of the power. You don't see him just show you Jamaican, gay flags, LGBTQ. You don't see 3 hour water rain. That was just a sparkle. The storm never hit we, you know. It never hit we. It is the wrath that of nature. I want to mean to tell me, say, I want to still come back with the same thing. I want to see that after the earthquake, October 31st last year, I want to still come back Unu no retreat yet. Unu no retreat yet. I was in the park yesterday, St. William's Grand Park. And I see the cross genders them, the transformers them, that transform themselves into a female when you can see that they are males. Who do not learn yet? What now we upon? The Attaclaps? Are the Attaclaps now we upon? Now, let me tell you something before I go this morning. It's not yet afternoon. But let me tell you something. Any man that refuses a woman is spiritually blind, because the symbols of Sodom and Gomorrah is over them. The blind that they were blind, the two men that refuses to have sex with Lot's two daughters. That casts a symbolism of blindness over all homosexual. So they are spiritually blind. All transgender. They're blind to the tune that they cannot identify who they are. They're blind under that symbols, because it wasn't a physical blindness they go under. It was a spiritual blindness for refusing to go to put their pole in the right hole. As a matter of fact, they were so adamant that Lot must shut up, or else they do him worse. No man that have sex with a woman in her rectum can consider a sober person. None. Not one single one. Yesterday, today, and time to come, they are abnormal. Any man that put their pole into a non-productive hole is abnormal. I just want to leave that with you this morning. And I just want to say, it is Friday. And if you are planning to go, we don't call it sex either. We call it abdominal union. We don't call it same-sex marriage. We call it abdominal union. If you are planning to have this abdominal union, please think twice and think about what you're required to do. This will be posted back on YouTube for you always to see, and it's going to be there as a reminder who wanted to be catch up on what I said and it misses you. It will be posted back on my YouTube channel. Argument Time. I'm Tychicus, your revelator. Thanks for watching.